Hello all, welcome to our channel, where we bring you the most entertaining, intriguing, and thought-provoking tales from the vast world of Reddit. Today we are going to dive deep into 3 stories. So let's begin. Story number 1. Am I the A-word for still not forgiving my brother for sleeping with my girlfriend? I, 26M, recently went to a family gathering for my dad's 49th birthday. But before I get into that, you need to know the backstory with me and my brother, 23M. This event happened around 3 years ago. Back then, I was dating this girl that I will call C, 25F. C and I were high school sweethearts. She was my everything at the time and I thought I was hers. It was around Thanksgiving time when I found out. I was shopping for desserts for Thanksgiving after staying at a friend's house since I was helping them move. I came home and couldn't find C or her stuff. I tried calling her but it went straight to voicemail. I tried her location but it looked like she turned it off. I checked my front door cam and I saw my brother helping her move her things into his car and leaving with her. I then tried to call my brother but he wouldn't answer either. At this point I started to freak out and assume the worst. But then I thought my brother would never do that to me. He was honestly like my best friend when we were kids, and even though we drifted apart kind of when I went to college, I still considered us best friends since we still talk and go out from time to time. I then called my dad and had my dad tell my mom to call my brother and to put it on speaker mode. My brother answered, and when my mom asked him where C was, he said, "She's living with me now. She broke up with OP." I felt numb and those words. I thought this was some type of sick joke, so I checked his Facebook and Instagram and saw them holding each other and kissing and I broke down. Why was C doing this to me was going through my head all night. But then I was angry. How could my own brother, my best friend, do this to me? I drove up to his house and banged on his, yelling at him to open up. But C was the one that opened the door. I wish I could say that I held it together, but I turned into a crying mess once I saw her. Then my brother came from his kitchen and told C to go upstairs. That's when he told me that they were having an affair ever since my second year of college and apologized to me for it. But then C just came back from the stairs and said that the whole reason why she left me the way she did was because she was sick of pretending to love me. I looked at her and realized that that wasn't the person I fell in love with. That was someone else. I then wondered if this was still worth it. I then realized that it wasn't and walked out. I try to not be a problematic person and make a scene when I know what I do won't change the outcome of the situation. Don't get me wrong, I was beyond mad at her and my brother, and so cut them out of my life on the spot. Now back to the family gathering. I live in California now and am still single. The family gathering was all right until my brother and his wife walked in with a stroller. Apparently they got married and got busy. I really don't care anymore. I've been through enough therapy to know that I'm not the problem, she is. My brother was trying to strike up a conversation with me but I ignored him and went back to the conversation I was having with one of my aunts. After a couple of hours I forgot they were even there. But when I was heading to the basement to get some more ice cream, my brother followed me and nearly gave me a heart attack. He then awkwardly tried to apologize for what he did to me those 3 years ago and I walked past him. He didn't approach me again that night, but the next day I had gotten multiple texts from my mom telling me to just forgive my brother already. My mom and dad are heavy on the religious side and had already forgiven my brother. But I can't. He's the entire reason why I have trust issues now. He knew how much she meant to me and still did what he did and expected me to just be okay with it. But I don't think I'll forgive him ever in life. Am I the A-word? So now, let's move forward to story number 2. Am I the A-word for telling my daughter it's unreasonable to expect me to spend all my time with her? When I, 36M, was in college, I dated Margot. In our sophomore year, she transferred to a different university, causing our breakup. It was amicable, but given our different paths, we lost touch. I've now been married to my wife, Kathy, for 10 years. We have 3 children, a 9-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl and a 2-year-old girl. Last year, I got a friend request on Facebook from Margot. Shortly after accepting, she messaged me and asked if we could talk on the phone. I found it weird, but something told me to go through with it. So, I called her and she told me that she had a 16-year-old daughter, Paige. I was in shock and at first almost didn't believe her. She begged me to at least take a DNA test. After speaking with Kathy, I agreed. Turns out, it's true, I do have a 16-year-old daughter who's lived just an hour from me her entire life. Margot says she didn't tell me as she thought she could be a mother on her own. But now Paige was older and wanted to know me. I agreed to start a relationship with her. At first things went pretty well. We did a lot of stuff one-on-one as well as some things with my wife and other children. Initially, Paige wanted to spend a lot of time just us, which made sense as we had a lot of catching up to do. I see Paige at least once a week. She usually comes down to stay with us every other weekend and I'll go up to see her on the weeks in between, just me, not the rest of the family. While I love my time with Paige, I do also have to balance time with my other kids. Something she doesn't seem to understand. I'll invite Paige to join family things and she'll turn it down. Or, she'll find out I'm doing something with one of the other kids and want to come along or ask me to cancel the plans to spend time with her. The biggest incident came this past weekend. My son had a basketball game. Paige asked if I could come hang out with her. I explained why I couldn't but said she was more than welcome. She got irritated and said no. I offered to come up the following day. She asked why I couldn't just blow off the basketball game. I told her that it was important to her brother. She said I had more time with them and they can do without me for a few years. I told her that absolutely was not going to happen. I said I love her. I want to spend time with her, but I also have other kids to consider. She is always welcome to join our activities that aren't special one-on-one days, and I'll always make sure I spend one-on-one time. She said she never asked for little siblings and while I sympathized, I said they exist and I have to balance everyone. I said if she doesn't want to hang out with the other kids and my wife, that's fine, but expecting me to blow them off isn't reasonable. Now, she's very upset with me. I have offered therapy. She refuses. I've asked if there's anything my wife or other kids did. She says no, she just doesn't want to share with me. She still claims that I should put her above her siblings. I can't do that. Am I the A word? So now, let's move forward to story number 3. Am I the A word for being suspicious of my girlfriend's friend after she tried to test me? I, 30M, have been dating my girlfriend Olivia, 23F, for the last 1 year. We met at a coffee shop near my office which I used to frequent to get my morning coffee, and she worked there as a barista. I asked her out and she said yes. Things have been great so far, and I feel we are compatible in terms of what we like and want from a relationship. She has a group of 3 girlfriends she is close with. These girls are always very welcoming to me, but they seem very immature compared to my friends. One of the girls is Harper, 23F. Harper is awesome and we get along well since we like the same video games and music. Recently, Olivia and I were talking about taking our relationship to the next stage, and I asked her to move in with me. She spends 4 to 5 nights a week at my place anyway, so I asked her to just move in. For some reason, her parents are the most excited about this, as she is finally moving out of their house. She also told her friends about the same. On Saturday, Olivia decided to stay back at her parents' house to pack some of her things. Harper messaged Olivia and me that she and her friends were downtown, and if we wanted to hang out with her. Olivia was gone, but she told me it was okay if I wanted to go out for drinks with the girls. I had nothing to do, and hence I joined them. It was all 3 of her friends and me and we went to a few bars. We lost the other 2 girls midway, and it was just Harper and I. I was constantly messaging Olivia about what was going on, as I started to get uncomfortable with the situation. As it was getting late, I told Harper that I would get an Uber for her to drop her home. She told me that she wanted to go dancing. At this point, she was visibly getting drunk. I called an Uber for her anyway. As we were leaving the bar, Harper grabbed my t-shirt and tried to kiss me. I immediately pulled back and told her that this was making me uncomfortable and I would let it pass since she was drunk. She apologized to me. As we were waiting for Uber, she again started getting handsy and told me, "Let's go back to your place, and no one needs to know." I snapped at her at this point and told her to please shut up until she got in the car. Finally, the Uber came and I got Harper to get in. She kept on apologizing to me and telling me, "Please don't tell Olivia." Finally, her Uber left and I tracked it on my phone to make sure she reached home. I asked Olivia to check with Harper's roommate if she got safely to her apartment. As I was walking home, I called Olivia and told her about what happened. Olivia was crying and I was genuinely pissed at Harper's behavior. Olivia tried to call Harper at night, but her phone was going straight to her voicemail. In the morning, Olivia came home and told me, "Hey, it's all good, it was just a test." I was angry at this point and I asked Olivia to explain what was going on. So, Harper messaged Olivia in the morning that Olivia was really lucky and that I passed the test. I asked Olivia if she was involved in this, and she did not know that Harper was going to test me. According to Harper, she wanted to make sure that I was not a cheater before Olivia moved in with me. Hence, she wanted to see if I accepted her advances. I told Olivia that Harper is full of shit because she was drunk and there is no way she was thinking straight. Moreover, when I snapped at her, she apologized and told me not to tell you anything. Harper is just trying to cover for her mistake and is giving a bullshit excuse. Olivia thinks I am overreacting. According to her, Harper is her best friend and will never betray her. Although the test was stupid and Harper should apologize to me, she was just looking for Olivia's best interest. Also, Olivia feels nothing happened, so I should not make a big deal of it. I just feel Olivia is dumb and cannot see that her friend tried to get her boyfriend to cheat. I just feel she is too immature to understand Harper's true intentions and it is bothering me. I told her to stay away from Harper if she wanted us to have a happy relationship. Am I the to tell Olivia to not believe Harper's lies? Or do you think Harper's story checks out and I am just overreacting? I have never heard of anyone hitting on their friend's boyfriend to test the relationship and seems like the most bullshit excuse. That's all for today, folks. Comment below your thoughts and subscribe for daily stories. See you tomorrow.